Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to PT Race TV live from Darlington, South Carolina and Darlington Raceway. It is time to present to you the Race City Sports Memorabilia Truck Series here on PT Race TV. 36 of the best coming out to find out why they call this place the track that's too tough to tame. Hello everyone, I am the Crusader Chris Stride, joining you guys here today. Thanks so much for coming on board here today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get down to business here. Race City Sports Memorabilia greeting order starts with the number 6 of Mike Kelly, the outside. In the number 41, it is E.J. Urich. Row number 2, and the number 19 is Tyler Dahl on the outside. The number 28, Doy Woods. Row number 3 is the 30 of Brian V. Mack on the outside, and that 2 is Ricky Udding. Row number 4 is the 14, Joey Gattin on the outside, and the 5 is Chad Coleman. Row number 5 will be Dakota Kramer, and the 42, the outside, and the 84 is Talking Giants vs. the World, Anthony M. Galatoni. Row number 6 is the 87 Steve Rutter on the outside. And the number 7 is Scott Simley. Row 7 and the number 4 is Glenn Campbell on the outside. And that 01 is Cody Sturgill. Row number 8 and the 89 it is Russell Ottaway the outside. And that 11 is Ron Holyfield. Row number 9 in the 97 it'll be Jeff Ramsdell the outside. And the big 4-8 Grandy Coaching. Row number 10 is going to be the 10 Ryan D. Cook the outside. In the 8 Maurice Bonnet. Row number 11, the number 75, the outside. It'll be Alan Wild, the outside of him, and Casey Duncan, the 71. Row 12, MD80 is James Smith, the outside. And the 4-5, it is Joseph Atchison. Row number 13 will pilot the 23 of Charles Van Schaik, the outside. And the 83, it is John McMillan Jr. Row number 14, the 38 is John McMillan Sr. Row number, the outside of them in the 43, it'll be Samuel Harrell. Row number 15 is Dusty Burkhardt, the 69, the outside. In the number 07, Dejan Monte. Row number 16, in the 04, Doug Sigmund, the outside. In the 24, Cody DeForge. Row number 17, in the number 27, it's Jay Randall Watkins, the outside. That 96, Jay Livingston. Your final starters in the 31, David Pencil Scott. And the 36, Richard Crane. 110 laps set to the field and set to the track. The drivers have now come in full circle, in full proximity to duke it out here and now on Pizza Race TV to go at it one-on-one with not the great one, but the toughest to tame, the toughest to find, the toughest to play. It is truly too tough to tame, ladies and gentlemen. You are here at Darlington Raceway, and you're about to see why they call it that. Coming down to the corner, set for the action, set for the speeds. It's time to go racing here on PTA Racing TV. Set onto the pole and set onto the station. Your driver's now ready to get out of here. Off at corner number 4 to our starting lineup zone. Let's send it down here. Stage number 1, begin. You may see them turn black and white for a minute here. We're trying to get the paint skis back on these trucks here. Some of them had gotten moved off when we were trying to play it out there. Don't worry, we do know who we're looking at though. Right now the race leader is the 6 of Mike Kelly, EJ Oric right now in that 41 trying to hang at him there, trying to get up to him quickly here. Took a swing and a miss there, but didn't quite get him around the corners off the exits of the corners though. They reel him down back off the line as currently we have a big old set of white trucks rolling around down here. Don't worry, that'll change in a minute. Brian Spence says, let's go Sammy in the 43. Love down there for Samuel Harrell. Wonderful to have you back on here, Spence. Meanwhile, trapped on the binders here, back into the field here. The 45, Joseph Atchison, and that 04, Doug Sigmund right now currently holding themselves off the line down to the chicane. The 24, Corey DeFord also right in there. And again, I am trying my best to load all the paint schemes into this truck series here, but unfortunately some of them are not loading like they should. For what reason, I have no idea. Trust us, folks. We know that you guys have paint skis on them. We're trying to work on it. Mike Kelly a race there for the moment here so far as the rest of the field kind of hammering down off the exits here. You can see AJ Oric a little bit of problems in the 41. He'll send him back down off the bottom of the lane, and the 19, the 28 moving their way across the chains. Doy Woods, man, making a big jump right to fight the hashtag SEM 500. Number 19, Tyler Gullen, but Mike Kelly, your early leader, still looking for win number 1 this season. Jack Coleman, the number 5, currently facing off the strategy and off to the paint area as these guys continue to work their way through the distance and through the poles. There is another guy that really showed some promise there last week at Michigan. Dakota Kramer had brought some serious speed down there in the Next Gen Cup Series, almost climbing to the top and winning that one out. Got kind of trapped and binded off with a few of these other drivers here and didn't quite able to be able to pull the pressure on when he needed to. Brian says, glad to be here. Oh, would love it. Awesome. Love to hear that around here. There we go. There's Chad Coleman's number 5 paint scheme. But see, I told you guys we get some paint schemes running up here. Speaking against schemes running up here, Kramer apparently decided to add a little bit of black onto that white pavement up there, turn forward, slammed off the wall. And just like that, everybody's shooting across from him. That's how difficult this kind of race is going to be. You're going to see a lot of drivers trying to make through those paces through the corners, and a lot of them are going to get sent back into the back just by one little situation. You overdrive the exit, you overdrive that entry. This track will eat you for breakfast. And no, I am not exasperating on that one. I literally mean it. This track eats trucks and cars for breakfast. It has its fair share of taking some licks and some hits, but I tell you, no way, no how are you going to be able to escape the tight entries and the tight corners. Neither turn is set the same, and every angle is just one slip up away from banishing you to the shadow realm. Right now, Jeff Ramsdale and the Hooters 97 paying a little homage to the late great Alan Kowicki, throwing a haymaker there. Cody Sturgill as the Spaceball 01 got period across turn 1. Kramer going to try to move his way into the gains and move his way into the tracks here. Only fans 42 trying to recover some of that lost money. He's lost not only in his pictures, but probably also lost on the truck run there out turn number 4 earlier. Brian Spence says someone needs to go to the gulag. What is that exactly, Spence? I've never heard of that before in my life, bud. You gotta explain that one to me. Explain something here. I don't think we need to explain anything to this guy right here, Glenn Campbell, the number 44. A heavy throwing kind of driver, and yeah, he's showing you what he can bring to the table. As he goes right up there to Scott, goes to the number 87. That's Steve Ritter there, right up into the binder there, trying to hold him down. Ritter trying to keep the Ford F-150 somewhat intact and somewhat under control, but you get to see the pressure and the speed's not quite giving him much openings, not giving him much area of room to breathe. And I'll talk more about why this track is so difficult and so cumbersome in a minute, but again, it really hinders down to one thing. And then again, it's just the fact that you've only got one banking up there. The rest on the bottom is just kind of a resting area, whereas the high side is the only line to surely hit and hammer, but mastering it is a whole different story. Get a good look at this right here. Look at this. Whamps it right down. There goes Joey Katina. Look at that right there. He got him off the kick sit there, and then he had to drive that thing in so hard to get that thing to pass off there. He was able to do it. But you can see Ricky Hutting, when he had to lay off, he had to make sure he didn't give him too much time and give him the opportunity to strike on him when he had to. And EJ Orks paying full attention to as well. Remember, he himself got wrapped up off turn number 4 earlier, and it cost him precious time. That is going to be the main fault every driver must face today. Speaking of main faults here, so far looks like Mike Kelly having no troubles here. In stage number 1, going to go to lap 25 for this one. Then we'll engage ourselves to lap number 55, and from there we'll let them go 55 laps to the distance. Slight bit of ground there for Tyler Dalton there on that lap, but now they're going to have even more trouble to deal with here. Lap traffic right in front. That is the 45 of Joseph Atchison. Atchison trying to stay out of the way and let them run it out. But you can just see the damage on the front of the nose, front of the hood cylinders there. The truck is hurt. And he knows it too. But does stay out of the way though for now. 36 drivers came with us today. So far everybody's still currently on the track. Separating out by a bit here, but it is still a no man's land, fight it out, scratch and claw kind of race. As the rest of the field from the front to the back try to make their way into the chains and through onto the gains. It's gonna spread out here a little bit. Again, you got to remember something. This is only about 1.1 miles, but this is still gonna really be temperamental for some drivers that are currently facing not only the damage on their stuff, but also the pain and suffering that Darlington likes to bring to them. There is some major damage on 2 of these guys right now. Burkhardt and Coaching are certainly 2 of them. Look at the right side. That again is literally scraped up from the Lady in Black's walls there. And again, Darlington is known as two names: the place that's too tough to tame, and also the Lady in Black. You're probably wondering at home, why is it nicknamed the Lady in Black? Well, remember what I said earlier? Oh, well, Burkhardt just gave us a good example. That's why they call her the Lady in Black, is because when you get up to that wall and you scrape her up a little bit, you leave some black marks, and there you go. That is why they call her the Lady in Black. She is scraped up, and she has no forgiveness, and she certainly has no problem taking a little bit from you. You've heard of swapping paint, looking for the lead. Well, now we have had swapping paint to the walls as a caution flies out late into this one. That's Russell all the way down there at number 89. We'll go to the Pizza Race TV Instant Replay and see if I get any kind of footage on this one. Looks like I'm not going to be lucky here. This is all the footage we had, honestly, until he actually got into the wall. Oh, here we go. You get a little bit of an idea here. Can't right here. Alright, come on, producers. Help me out here. No, I guess we're not going to get much luck here. Oh, there we go. Well, couldn't quite give you guys a full idea of like what happened down there, but you can probably take your imagination and guess what happened, unfortunately. So many trucks on the track, unfortunately, I wasn't quite able to catch all of them here. Carol Stevens says, why does it have to be a she? LOL. Carol, to be honest, I'm not completely sure. They just named it that way. You gotta remember, this track was built a long, long time ago. This actually is the very first, and I am not kidding you, the very first asphalt track that NASCAR had ever ran. And to say it was probably the most dangerous track for any asphalt racing would be an understatement. It was the toughest as well on tires. I'll get more into that little story later. But I presume that's why they nicknamed her the Lady in Black. So, again, I can just call her the track that's too tough to tame, but I mean, I'll run out of adjectives for that one later, because I mean, there's no other way to explain tough. It's literally just too tough to tame. You can't tame it. It's impossible. If you dare try to tame her, or him, or whatever you want to call the track, it's literally going to throw you for a bind, throw you for the wall into the distance. It will not give an inch, and it does not care. So stage break was at lap number 25 right now. Looks like we're going to be heading over to lap number 20 on the 21 on the restart. I'll give a few laps to see what Mike Kelly in that TSN Service number 6 Toyota Tundra can put up against the number 19 Tyler Dalton. And here's a guy, again, you just take a look at him and you just know in the back of your mind, focus, determination, and ready to bring it to the power here. This 19, I'm telling you, man, you got to be careful about Dalton, because he will make a run for it, and he will make a good charge in this pace if he can control his own self and control his own line. And that's really his biggest thing, is controlling his own destiny. See the fans standing up on their feet, loving what they see. 36 is the best coming out here. Russell Ottaway, though, unfortunately, with mechanical problems after that huge hit he suffered a minute ago, going to, unfortunately, revert him back and set him back a little bit here. So, fans, friends, and family out there, if you guys are listening here for the show, first off, thank you so much for tuning on in. Be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook, and also head to our YouTube and subscribe there so you guys get all the great action content that you need and you want. We really do appreciate you tuning on in here for this call today. Your field of drivers now has been set, ready to lock and load. Here we go, race fans. Field going to square back up. We will have 4 laps remaining on the line. Stage number 1 about to conclude here. If that caution comes back on out one way or another, it will end that stage up. Darlington back on their feet. Let's get back to it here. Mike Kelly ready to set the start. Off the distance in turn number 4 to the restart zone. It's time to bring the Raceway Sports Memorabilia Truck Series back to the line. Ooh, there is some smoke burrowing and some wall riding on the front half as we get them fired up. Doyle Woods immediately into the wall, going up. Macklin sneaks his way inside. EJ Ora trapped up there. He's in a bit of a bad spot, kind of trapped there. Katina pushing him up. Katina able to hold him up down there and lower down. Ora keeping his composure, staying in control. Mike Kelly, a race leader here. Dalton trying to come up to him, but Kelly is doing a great job staying focused on his line, staying focused on his efforts. Don't worry about whatever that 19's doing. Focus on you. That's what he's trying to do right now. The laps start to conclude. 3 more to go. Side by side, now turning to single file on those edges on those corners. This is now where it gets extremely difficult. This is a long run, long fight out. Some memorable moments to say the least here, including NASCAR Cup Series' closest finish ever in a race. And it all thanks to a little Pontiac nose ahead of a Ford Taurus. Who would have thought? Raven and Bush, one-on-one here many, many moons ago. And that was honestly one of the biggest reasons that this track is still alive and well and kicking here with us in the real world and on iRacing. Coming down the line, yellow flag is out. Yellow is out. I believe that may have been the stage break. I don't know what exactly happened there, but I think that might have been the stage break. I'm not totally sure on that one. I'd say I'm not completely sure because I thought there would be a few more laps in there, but I'm guessing not. So there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Your stage winner will be Mike Kelly in the number 6 TSN service. He begins the first one off, and he takes down the best. And a multi-time winner here on the show this season and throughout all of 2023. Carol Stevens says, let me know if Russ is back on the track, please. Well, I can tell you right now where he's at. That's where he's at right now. He's trying to get the damage cleaned up on that 89 Sweetwater Toyota Tundra. If I had to guess, he's probably going to be very late back in. That's got to be at least 10 to 12 minutes worth of damage cleaning up on that truck. So Kelly, Oric, and all of them going to pit road. Sammy Horrell, Scott Simley all staying out. Charles Van Schaik as well, and Jay Randall Watkins also decided to opt to stay out for now. Charles Van Schaik and Jay Randall Watkins, they will enter into pit road. Horrell, Simley, Macklin opting a different little situation here. Simley went in on lap 18 actually. Macklin went on lap 25, so he's going to pretty much be the first one to set this field back up, which I'm very interested to see kind of how that plays out for him. Fresh sets going on that number 27 to Randall Watkins here. Some old good years and some fuel mixing in between. Truck refire, fire it back out, and send it on its way. That's what you do. So right now, currently, again, we're just under the pace laps, under the pace cars run. Field is now risen to the occasion. Now getting ready to bring it back to the house and bring it back down the line. Fans back on their feet. We got lap 55 going to be the second stage break here off of corner number 4 down in the Raceway Sports Memorabilia Restart Zone. Let's bring it back to them. Here we go. Oh, these restarts here at Darlington are something else. Hey, look at EJ Ork, man. Oh my, he found another seam down there. Fresh tires will do that for you. Sammy Harrell not going to even try to play that game. EJ Ork gets the race lead away. Harrell falling back behind now. The 30 of Brian V. Macklin, the 5 Chad Coleman. Clearing him up down the Rhine there as the 6 Mike Kelly tries to hammer back on him. They've seen a few throwback schemes out there today as well. Some different schemes on some of these trucks. Some that we weren't even expecting to see. I know our TG but to the World boys are in there somewhere in our comment section. Well, right now, here's your boy trying to battle up to the top spots. He's in 8th right now, fighting with the best of them as Macklin and Kelly driving in deep, looking to stick, trying to get a look control. Dory Woods also back there. They're all fighting for a position and a stake at the top spots. The hardest part about trying to run this track though is again you're going side by side and then having to try to corner off in certain areas, certain obstacles, such a wide and diverse range, and again those sharp edges of the corners just that much more difficult to hang on to. Maurice Burnett and James Smith right now in the 80 currently also holding on down the grudge, finding back out on the edges and the turns. Oh, hold on up there. Hold on. We got one on the wall down the inside. That's John McMillan Sr. And Sr. Huge wreck there on the front straightaway down through turn number 1 as they have not thrown a caution. They remain green. We'll get the replay out real quick while they're currently racing now, but here's a look at what happened here. Dakota Kramer. Evan Gillen Sr. just clipped up a little bit. You can see Sr. trying to save it. Kramer gets out of the way. And everybody else just going into berserk mode, trying to get out of there, my friends. McMillan Sr., though, nowhere to go. Back to the live feed. We're still running and we're still racing. Sammy Harrell, oh my. Oh my. Got a little bit tight on turn number 2. And that ended up costing him more than he realizes. But again, he's on burnt tires. He's not on fresh sets. He's on burnt. He's just currently riding out what fuel he's got in there and riding out whatever the truck can do. Very wide open strategy there. Wait a minute. How the heck did Mike Kelly get the race lead? Hold on a minute. Hang on. How the heck did Mike Kelly get the race lead again? We got to go look at the P10 Race TV Instant Replay. Look at this. I don't think I've seen this in a while. Look at this move. Watch Mike. Not only did he chop his way up to the front, look at this. He pulls a triple. Here's 1. Here comes 2. And you know where the 3rd one is. You see Sammy Harrell trying to hold on, trying to hang in there. Kelly literally just found another gear, then he found a few turbos, and he decided, hey, wait a minute. I could use this button real quick. Let me just run this thing into the ground. And EJ Ork nowhere to go and nothing left he can do. Just hammering down on the throttle and send it back on its way. Took it right in control. And here's the corner that he got him on. Watch this. Ork drove it up way too wide. Look at him just checking down the bottom. And he chops him up there. And there's nowhere to go there for Ork. And Kelly, in just a matter of laps, shot through the entire field. Tyler Dodden right on his tail here, back on the front straightaway here. Glenn Campbell making a run there up for him. Gets ahead of Ork here. TJ Ork right now currently struggling a little bit just to try to hang into that speed. Power necessary and everything really in between. Tyler Dahl in the 7519 currently coming up on the number 6 of Mike Kelly as Kelly in the TSN service tries to keep the 19 of 7500 Stalton back behind him again. With a caution flying out though. There's trouble. There is trouble. James Smith and Dakota Kramer. Oh! And Dusty Burkhardt now wrapped up off turn number 4. Yet again another situation involving turn number 4's corner there. We'll take a look at the replay so we can get a look at this one. Kramer right now has been in 2 situations. And here's the second one. I mean, there's really nowhere to go for him. I mean, Ron Holyfield, he got clipped in there. He got clapped a little. And poor Kramer, man, got absolutely destroyed in that one. And if it wasn't bad enough, well, there's the extra icing on the cake, if you will. Dusty, I mean, really had nothing he can do. And, man, that was absolutely bad, to say the least. I mean, right here, you can see James, he got in that wall. Once he got in that wall, then there was nowhere he could go. Kramer had no choice. Burkhardt, though, he tried to figure out where he was going. They realized, wait a minute, there's no hole there. There's no opening. And then ends up slamming it right into Kramer. What a huge hit there and an absolutely tough break there for all drivers involved. So pressure now on here for Mike Kelly trying to hold on that 19 of Tyler Dalton yet again. Here's the field currently now getting set for the final legs of the stage number 2. Remember, we are looking for lap 55 to set them off. And a whole lot of trouble here just brewing on these drivers and into their minds. Nobody has been safe in this race. So right now, currently, drivers picking their poison, picking their shots when to go into pit road. John McMillan Sr. there. Major damage on that 38 after that huge hit he suffered earlier. Got into there with Dakota Kramer there, coming off turn number 4 into the front straightaway. Stody Sturgill and Dusty Burkhardt also getting a little bit of truck damage cleaned up. Dakota Kramer, well, let's just say he probably wants to be somewhere else right now. This track has not been too kind to him, let's just say. And again, for those that don't have any damage right now, you might as well consider yourself lucky. It's pretty much like a Martinsville situation, to say the least. Yet again, like if you can get around, not destroyed your truck or get any kind of damage on it, I'd say I'd be a happy camper. The field is now racked up and stacked up yet again. We're double up. And now ready to bring out the speed and bring out the power once more here on the show. Don't be sour, bring on that power. Let's get him down as we watch from the tower. It's time to get down to business here on the show. Kelly and Dalton leading him back down here, ready to hit the restart zone up. Hit that button and push the green. Let's send them back our way. It's time to see the speeds. Here we go again. Hey, look at this. Glenn Campbell immediately not wasting time on that 28 of Doy Woods. The number 4 trying to pull speed up and trying to put the power down. Uh-oh, a little trouble down there for Richard Crane. As he gets kind of trapped up a little bit, bound down as the field works their way back up to the track. Crane currently trying to get out of that pit road issue there. And now as we see up to the front, Casey Duncan, Cody DeForge, all in their own little world right now. Carroll just heads up as well. Russell has not gotten back on the track yet. I've been watching him on my live timing sheet. Still no word on when he'll be able to return, if he will at all. Hot shot the inside there. Oric making too many mistakes. Jeff Ramsdale in the 97 Hooters getting a little bit down and dirty. Throws the haymakers. Gonna throw the haymakers. Is a guy that has thrown a lot of big shots towards these drivers and a lot of shots towards everyone on this show. He is the guy that's got a win on the dirt and on the asphalt. The only one to do it. Probably the only one in his mind that wants to do it. Won at Bristol Dirt, then the very next week he won on the asphalt side of things, and he told me that night, he was like, if you told me I was gonna have my first win on dirt this season, I would have laughed at you. Well, you're laughing at yourself right now, Mackler, because you got that there, my friend. But nevertheless, he's currently having a little fun with it still and having a good time trying to race it out. Still been a top 5 contender, and he's still in that spot with the 6th place position. Ricky Edding in the number 2 and Chad Coleman in the 5 right now, trying to hunt him down, though. Adrenaline Shock Performance Energy number 5 here of Chad Coleman holding the old little red line glued up. Ricky Edding here as the field continues to move their way to the chains. A little Pepsi Cola action going on as the leaders have now swapped. Dalton, Kelly, and Campbell swapping them out. Dalton finally getting one on there on Kelly. And it looks like the number 6 is not too fond of that, dealing with his teammate Glenn Campbell, the number 4. This is what Dalton wanted to see, though. He wanted to try to get a little bit of breathing room between him and the field. My question is, for the long haul, can he win it out? We've seen him throw some extremely good performances here on the show, but strategy doesn't always win you that race. Sometimes you gotta literally hope for a little bit of luck and to catch the brakes. Jeff Ramsdale, 12 spots up. He's a hard charger. Not the ultimate hard charger, though. That honor goes to the man in the big 07 up there. That's Dejan Monte. He started in 30th spot. He is 18 up. And to say he is wasting little to no time as he tries to keep it up with the speed and keep up the power on these drivers. Field's starting to get a little bit more crystallized up, a little more franked out on the speed. Samuel Orell, after his little strategy he put up, not quite getting him where he wanted to go, or not quite seeing where he needed to be. Giles Van Schaik also having some problems down there. It seems as though this race, he did not have them last time out. as he had absolutely tormented the field and threw everyone to the wire at Michigan International Speedway. This time around, not quite getting the same treatment, the same situation. Tyler Dalton now starting to put 0.7 of a second ahead, and on a Darlington Raceway like this, that's a lot of time to be putting ahead of yourself. 3 laps to go. But that's what he wants to see. That's what he needs to see. He needs that speed. He needs that power to separate himself out just a little bit more from everyone else, and to know that he's got all the control and all the run that he needs for what this will bring to him later on. Problems down there here, unfortunately, looks like for Jay Randall Watkins here, the 27 Miami-Dade, having a little problem going into pit road, and that may cost him big time. There's just some things you can't do, and making a mistake in Darlington is certainly one of them. A great hustle between Coleman and Macklin, excuse me. Oric right now currently having his own problems to deal with, and McMillan Jr. And McMillan Jr. again, we saw a senior earlier on have problems. McMillan Jr. though doesn't seem to be facing the same issue. The Apple Auto Parts 83 looking pretty strong here. Scott Simley also another guy you gotta really watch your eye on. He's a bad one, man. I tell you, he will find a way. He will get a way to drive as hard as it goes and as hard as it will fly. And he is not wasting any time trying to put both drivers to shame, trying to put both drivers on the podium pole here. Let around. Oh, contact made there. The 83. Look at this, nearly 3 wide right off of turn number 4 as the caution comes out for the competition caution. A great drive off there, but unfortunately we'll have to settle for where they placed. And in this case, your stage winner number 2, Tyler Dalton. These drivers did tell me a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, stage points are extremely crucial and extremely needed for one good reason, and that's because when that playoffs start, you need all the points you can get. Well, we couldn't disagree with that at all here, and now we're going to see what happens when they really ramp it up a bit more and bring it to the table. Field now going to bring themselves into pit road. Let's see where this one plays out at. I'm going to predict all fours and plenty of fuel will be the main number of this one. Mike needs a good pit stop. Look at Simley though, he's coming out already. Simley gonna beat all of them out. Dalton gonna beat out Kelly, and Glenn Campbell also beating out Mike Kelly. So now even more stage woes. That will bring our field into another subsector here as the final stage is about to commence. Very much pressure on. Now Simley, he only took fuel, and I believe he's still got a fresh set of Goodyears on that 7, so I think his strategy is, again, they're all unlimited on tires. They only have so many tires they can work with. You got to remember that. So, I would say, right now, it's going to be all about who can bring home the speed and who can bring home the power here. All eyes pointed on number 7 of Scott Simley as the field now prepares to engage again. Alright, race fans, down the back straightaway, let me know down in the comment section below. You've seen our two-stage winners, Mike Kelly and Tyler Dalton, but you've seen some heavy hitters kind of moving to the front. Let me know in the comment section, who was your pick to finish this one in the top spot? Is there one that we have not seen that has been able to rise to the occasion, or is there one who's been laying low? We're about to find out. Green flag back in the air. The Raceway Sports Memorabilia Truck Series begin final stage. Probably scared saying unbiasedly, Countani. I couldn't have thought you had any bias there, my good sir. Right down the march into the infield. Look at this. Dalton trying to get around Simley to the inside. Gets the pass. Will he corner off? Yes, he will. Mike Kelly laying back behind Simley for the moment. Maybe obligated to try to set up Dalton a little bit. Maybe see if he can run him out a little. The field's starting to jump around and trying to move the muscles to the field. A little headstrong here from Casey Duncan, 71 of the 75 of Alan Wild. It's been so long since I've been talking about Alan the Wild Man Wild here. Kind of good to see him back on. Dijon Monte, a little trouble down there in turn number 1 and 2 though. The 07, major problems. Got a blown motor on that bad boy. Mike Cable jumping ahead here of Scott Simley. Simley gonna try to move it around to the bottom. Joy Woods right in that picture and right in that mix. The 97 of Jeff Ramsdell also coming up for the field. There's Dejan Monte, unfortunately heading into the shadow realm of pit road. A blown motor and a lot of problems. He's definitely going to have something to work on here. Different trying to hold him down. Uh-oh, trouble down there, trouble. There's trouble. Cody DeFord's massive pileup down there, and it's Steve Ritter also involved. Oh, and Casey Duncan unfortunately kind of getting clipped up there right as you saw the 24 DeFord's trying to get away from it. Rear end is completely destroyed on the 24, and he's not going to be able to get into pit road yet. He's going to have to wait for the pit stall because they will not clear that black flag there on him, so that will give him trouble. You can take a look and see what happened here. Right there, DeForest drove it up a little too hard. David Pencil Scott in the 31, nowhere to go. And then, bam! Steve Ritter nearly sent him to the shadow realm and banished for all of eternity. Thankfully, didn't quite take a huge hit off that, but definitely still took a good little hit from it. Well, there's probably a few words I'm speaking right now I can't say on the broadcast, but let's just say some of these drivers definitely have a very unique dictionary. That's all I will say. Marcus Bassett says, no Cody. Marcus, I'm sorry to say, sir, but Cody has been written to the Shadow Realm. He's got a bad, destroyed up little truck there. That 24 is badly hurt. The Raceway Sports Memorabilia machine, rear end completely destroyed on the right side there. He kind of twirled and twisted up. I think the axle rods maybe completely bent on that thing. And Lord knows anyone else that got hit with it. Definitely can't be feeling the pressure there and the pain with it as well. So the field right now, currently, probably just trying to strategize above all else here. Your top five: Ramsdell, Woods, Campbell, Kelly, Dalton. And a whole lot of madness mixed in between. Field of drivers now loaded up and set off to the back straightaway. Currently just trying to get prepared up for what's next. Here we go. Mark's saying he took a lick. Yeah, he definitely took more than a lick there. I think he took a good hit. I think he took a good kiss there. Coming right around off the corner, number 4 here. Raceway Sports Memorabilia Restart Zone. Green flag in the air. Big jump for Kelly. It's going to be his first chance to go head-to-head here with Tyler Dalton on the restart after losing his lead to him just a little while ago. Oh! Tyler Workman, or EJ, or excuse me. Not trying to get Tyler confused with EJ, but unfortunately, EJ had found himself locked up with that turn 2 wall, and he didn't just kiss it, he gave it an old love tap. And look at this, right on the inside, McMillan Jr. trying to jump to the bottom as EJ Work tried to block him off. And that was a bad move. Hang on down there, look out! Oh! no! Oh my lord, Calatani's night is over with. He just got sentenced straight to the abyss of the Shadow Realm. Oh my gosh! What an absolutely huge hit there, right into the inside wall. Retainer barrier had nowhere to go, and everything else just completely capsized at McMillan Jr. There was nothing he could do. Look at this. Just slightly drifted up. Caught the 41, slammed to the wall. Calatani got slammed and jumped in between, and he gets to set around. Oh my gosh. What an extremely tough break there for all drivers involved. I think only Org out of that whole mess actually was able to get out of that one. Well, there's the hit. Little camera work there. It's getting right in your living room. Alright, we're going to go right onto the camera here at McMillan Jr. just to show you guys where and when this went completely wrong. Here's the move. Again, I don't think Org did anything wrong here, actually. I think this was just a big move of McMillan Jr. You can see right there, he drove it up. Looked like Org may have tried to clip him on the bottom, try to keep that truck from getting in the bad spot. Ron Holyfield, though, definitely nowhere to go. I don't think Org really did anything wrong. He had to drive it where he needed to. And this is coming from a guy that literally kind of condemned his move back at Daytona. But again, you gotta hold your line. And again, it's so hard to hold it at Darlington. You really have to do what he did there. Unfortunately, though, McMillan Jr. just got clipped up on the bottom as he hit the apron and banished everybody to the Shadow Realm. DeForge out of the truck, at least he's okay. He's saying he just lost town on the broadcast. Well, DeForge, we do appreciate at least tuning on in, and I don't think he lost town. I think it was just a bad break there, good sir. Really do appreciate you coming on board here today, though. Ford says that was all on me. Fresh tires got too aggressive. Well, I mean, it makes you feel better. I've done that. I did that at Canadian Tire just a couple of days ago, so you guys will see that here soon enough. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, be sure to visit up on PT and Race TV YouTube channels. We'll probably have that up Thursday night as soon as we can here. Field right now currently pressured up and ready to get back out of here. Bit of a horrible little situation there for all drivers involved. Again, we had 3 or 4 of them in there. Calatani was one. McMillan Jr. was the other. Of course, he got trapped in that wall. There wasn't anything he could do about it. EJ Ora got in there, got clipped up, took some damage, had to go to pit road. I believe the 11, Ron Holyfield, also suffered a major hit in there, and it looks like he's done for the day, so he's going to end his night prematurely. Cody says, appreciate all you do. Cody, thank you so much for the support, sir. Really does mean a lot. I always said, as long as you guys keep tuning on in, you guys keep watching us, that's honestly enough. No, I'm doing my job, and these awesome guys and gals that work on the behind the scenes are doing their job too, which we always do appreciate it. All right, so we're down to the final 36 laps at the restart. May seem like a lot, but believe me, that's not gonna be much to make mistakes here. The pressure is on. The distance, Doy Woods looking for win number 1 this season. Will he be able to finally get her done here today? We're about to find out here as we get a regular restart zone. Set back, stack to the rack, off to the front straightaway. Green flags out. Coming off the edge of the corners here, Doy Woods, Jack Coleman right now trying to ham up to the field and trying to give all they can to the speeds. Doy Woods, a race there with Jack Coleman still holding down this field. Jeff Ramsdale and Joey Katina all in it to win it as well. Off the exits into the turns, Dalton, well, I mean, they really expecting less from him. Scott Simley kind of making his way back up. And look at this, Charles Van Slyke, I think he got kind of annoyed at me earlier. I said he wasn't really getting much done this race. Well, he seems to have flopped that back around. He said to me a while ago, I hate restarts, but I can sure make a run for it in the later half if they let me do it. He certainly is making a believer out of me on that one. He's now on a long run haul, and that 23 just has no quit, no give. Trying to keep the pressure on. Glenn Campbell, the number 4, he was up there in that race leader spot for a little time, trying to make it up there, but he wasn't quite able to hang on. Tina and Ramsdale right now. Momentum starting to fire up. 31 laps remain. You can just feel the intensity again just starting to increase and start to really push these drivers far in between and really at their highest level and the most momentum they can carry. These guys are trying to get every turn, every corner down to a T, and what that ends up getting them in the long run is the fastest times. And right now, if you're laying down 29-second laps, you, my friends, have speed. And right now, our fastest of the 29 seconds, it seems to be a 29.50. And guess who laid that one? None other than the number 6 of Mike Kelly. But Mike, right now, about a couple of laps down, got caught up in some earlier issues earlier, and now trying to fight back up to the distance. His race isn't over yet, but he is certainly not looking too good to keep up with this pace. Tyler Dalton right now just trying to keep his momentum up with Ryan D. Cook falling from behind as well. That Budweiser 10 has been kind of quiet today, honestly. I haven't really heard too much from him. I guess maybe he felt like he's going to have to start making some noise here to really get it going. Jeff Ramsdale in 97 now starting to close the gap on the Katina, number 14. The 7500 boys right now have their work cut out for them. Doy Woods, also the Denver Mattress Furniture Road, Tundra taking on the F-150 of Jack Coleman. And Coleman this season has been pretty quiet and pretty reserved in terms of getting that top spot. Could the day change? He's going to have to try to find a way to outrun Doy Woods, though. Doy is just extremely extremely smooth off these exits and been very, very conservative so far. He's hitting his marks. He's putting the pressure on as much as he has here. Boy, man, he's I'm right now. I'm Dory Woods. I'm sweating a little bit under that collar and under that suit. I absolutely hate trying to race it out here at Charlton. Not because it's a bad track by any means, but just for the fact one little move, one wrong error, and you can kiss this race goodbye. It doesn't matter what you do. That's where the intensity lays at. And this is a track that's not exactly the worst in terms of getting drivers into troublesome spots. The problem is you're literally facing off. It's such a loose, tough terrain and it's hard to master kind of track level. It literally just brings out the best and the toughest in these drivers for a reason. Charles Van Schaik having a little bit of company, kind of burrowing his way. EJ Oric, the number 41, trying to hunt him down. Company of Brew and Oric right now, after that little hiccup he had there in turn number 1 there with McMillan Jr. Seems to have kind of exercised those demons, kind of exercised those nerves a little bit, just trying to hang on for what they can. Scott Simley right behind the number 10 and Ryan D. Cook as well, as the field just continues to power their way around and hope for the best. This is something I really like seeing right now, is the absolute controlled nature of this madness and this kind of chaos. So many things that go right, so many things go wrong. Look at this, Dory Wood. Look at him trying to get that draft away from the 5 of Coleman. Goldman is starting to wheel him. Maybe blocking the inside too. He didn't want him catching him there. Coleman though is going to try to run on the outside. Dory's giving him plenty of room. Down the front. Here comes Coleman. Beautiful execution. That takes a lot of talent and a lot of skill and a little bit of nerves to run that outside just the way Coleman did. And he not only perfected it, but he just swung it right out the turn, and Dory Woods had nowhere to go. And speaking of nowhere to go, Jeff Ramsdell now looks like he's about to be put into a boxing match with Mike Tyson. You're literally a Glass Joe out here. He's going head-to-head against Brian V. Macklin as Macklin puts the Navy 30 into the fight. Man the cannons hard. Lower the anchor and fire away. You've got yourself a battle for the top 5 in your state. This is an awesome, awesome run here from the Raceway Sports Memorabilia Truck Series today. A lot of passing, a lot of hard racing, not multi-group, but tough terrain racing. This is a good battle. Love what I'm seeing. I love the action kind of burrowing its way through the Spaceballs number 01 Cody Sturgill, the only Cody that's left on the track. Sorry to Forge. And Sturgill again, he's just had nothing but just bad things go his way anytime I bring him up on the broadcast. I don't know why I keep giving him a broadcaster curse of trouble. I'm surprised at this point he hasn't yelled at me to never talk about him on the call until he finishes the race. And now he's got even more trouble because he's hitting the wall. Sturgill, I'm sorry, sir. Alan Wild making his way around. The Wild Man jumps it ahead. My broadcaster curse has done another driver in. Ryan E. Cook going into pit road here. As you see, Sammy Harrell currently doing pressure Dusty Burkhart trying to get any kind of laps or time back he can at this point. Knows this race is kind of in trouble and in jeopardy of trying to even do anything with it. He's trying to get as many laps as he can on the rest of the field. He does have a chance, but he needs a lot of work done with it. Chad Coleman racing this thing out. Joey Woods falling further and further back. May have overdrove it a little bit. Joey Katina trying to hold down that 30 of Brian V. Macklin. And Macklin runs the outside like Woods did earlier. A solid, clean pass on the number 14. EJ Oric and Glenn Campbell now about to go head to head here. Both drivers putting the pressure on. With 15 laps left, every driver right now has got themselves in here. Hot shot it right off the headsets, and Jeff Ramsdale, Charles Van Schaik, all on their own brigades. Van Schaik trying to get another good, clean run. He laid low, he let everyone else drive their way through, and he just said, well, I'll just do what I got to do here, boys. The Route 23 has been solid as can be, coming off that win in Michigan. Now having to see what has gone down since then. Adrenaline shock number 5, Chad Coleman, though, he is starting to tear this place another one. He's got a huge lead on Brian V. Macklin, but again, driving that far wide and that far out, you do run a slight risk of giving a little bit of time away. If you touch that wall the slightest bit, you better be asking for it. And right now, Coleman, he is starting to back down the throttle a little bit. 11 laps to go. He's running out of time, and he's trying to keep Macklin behind him. Macklin's going to try to gain up so much more. That's a big gain there, 2/10. That's going to be problematic. Coleman knows he's in a troublesome spot. Macklin is in the driver's seat to catch him, but he's going to need every bit of speed and ounce to catch around him if he does get him. Because those tires, you best believe, are going to be shot. Ten laps remain here. Alan the Wild Man Wild and Doug Sigmund here having a little bit of a run down here. The 04 tries to get up there to that 75 Commander vest. The Pro System 04 looking pretty solid, pretty grooved here. There's a little groovy line driving up to that bottom down to the top. Again, that's the line turn 1 and 2, but in turn 3 and 4, it's a whole different run. You drive it in quick on the top and then shoot it down to the bottom, let the truck kind of settle back down into the turn and then go from there. Sammy Harrell heading for the pits. Fuel going to be a problem for him. We know, go back live to our lap timing sheets here, and here is where our laps stand now. Coleman, man, I am not envy being in your shoes, sir. You have got company on your back bumper, sir. Macklin, 3/10 of a second. Laps winding down, and speed's just increasing by a minute to a mile. Seconds on end right now. This is now the time for Coleman to have to find a way to throw defensive moves in to pull it back. Macklin behind him. J.J. Orrick, Joey Katina right on the bar. So turn number 4. Katina. Gonna launch it at Orrick. Oh, and Katina gets a run there. He got a great run off. Now, can he complete the pass? Yes, he can. Orrick now trying to cross him. Not gonna happen. And Katina, he's gonna go to pit road. Fuel running out for the 14. Drivers starting to fall off like flies here right now. I don't know how much is left on these drivers in terms of fuel for Coleman and Macklin as well as the rest, but currently it seems as though if you went in early, you got a little bit troublesome late. Coleman right now is in trouble though. He's only on lap 57, fuel and tires. Macklin is coming. Will Coleman be able to hold him off? The gap is starting to a bridge. 5 laps to go. Again, the problem is this kind of race is you have got to literally keep the throttle up. You got to keep the RPMs going. If you try to clutch in so much, you will have more trouble than it's worth, and he knows it too. Top 5 on your screen for the final 5 laps here. Hey, look at Samuel Rell now, looking to get his lap back. Couple laps down, hoping for a break, hoping for a mistake, but he's going to need to really push his way through this chains. And Coleman, now he goes to pit road. Coleman's day is over for this one. It was a long, hard battle, but it's not going to be enough. Coming off the distance, Macklin now the last remaining stander in the Defiant defense for this race win. Tyler Dalton is coming for him with 6 laps extra fuel and tire. Will it be enough? 2 laps to go. Macklin seems to have put everything to work. He's going around the 0-1 of Cody Sturgill. He's got 1 off the list. Mike Kelly looking on at what could have been, but ladies and gentlemen, this is your white flag lap presented by Race City Sports Memorabilia. 1 more to go for the number 30. They say that it's a track that's too tough to tame, and it proved itself well today. Fuel, tire, and everything else put to its limits. Oh, a little clip there on Macklin, a little aggressive on turn number 2. And it seems though Darlington even gets the race leader at least once in a while, but off of turn 3 and 4, it's not enough to hold him back from this one. Your winner at Darlington Raceway, it will be Brian V. Macklin. What a race. What a race. Excitement, drama, pressure, and just some downright nasty little hits. But at the end of the day, they say that what is too tough to tame has been relatively calmed down to tame for this one. Your winner in this one will be Brian V. Macklin. The U.S. Navy number 30 vessels its way into another one. I think he's happy with that one, race fans. What a position and what a performance. Here is your final results presented by Race City Sports Memorabilia. Macklin will bring it home. Dalton yet again another podium. EJ Orrick, despite all his troubles, man, he's coming away third. Glenn Campbell goes fourth. Charles Van Schaik fifth. Another top five for him. Scott Simley goes sixth. Casey Duncan, how about a support there? He managed hanging on down for seventh today. The Wild Man is back in the top 10. Alan Wild brings it eighth. Doug Sigmund gonna go top 10 as well, I believe, for the first time this season. And Jeff Ramsdell, another strong contender and another strong finish. Top 10 for him. That is your top 10 finishers for the race results. The rest of your finishers on your screen. Well, race fans, we're about to bring in our top 3 drivers now here onto the call here as we finish up with our lineup here. Race fans, we are now joined by the number 41 of EJ as he brings it out onto the surface here. EJ, congratulations on taking home a third place here. And once more, sir, you absolutely throw everything to the line and throw everything to the binder. And man, did you have to go big for this one?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. I got into the 83 there. John Macmillan there. I'm not really sure what happened, but we got together, and I feel bad that I hate that happened.
Yeah, I was about to say, the way that kind of situated out and threw yourself into that bind, I mean, you had to run this thing farther and you had to finally rally it up a little bit more. How much pressure was it for you just to get this thing into a podium for you and this team today, sir?
Well, not really too hard, to be honest with you. I kind of just took my time and saved my tires and just kind of out tired them, I guess, at the end there. A couple guys ran out of gas. I didn't think I was getting back to the top 5, but yeah, I got third somehow.
Yeah, somehow indeed. Well, nevertheless, you're going to bring it home for a third place today, so who do you want to thank here for this one?
I just gotta thank Scott Stencil and Personal Comfort, everyone here at the Goat Racing League and deal with Sim 500. And it's last week was a struggle. Last week was tough. It was a tough race for us all. But this made up for it here. Pretty clean race. And once you get people kind of situated and settle in a little bit, the caution count really isn't bad. And this track's a lot of fun, so I enjoy racing here.
For sure there, EJ, man. Congratulations bringing this one home for a third place finish.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Congrats to Brian on the win.
For sure there. Ladies and gentlemen, EJ Orrick going to bring it on home for a third place finish today. Here, your second place finisher, though. He just can't stay out of the limelight, ladies and gentlemen. On our podium, it's Tyler Dalton yet again. And Tyler, man, once more, you had a dominating stage end in stage 2 and another strong finish contending for the lead spots.
Yeah, really wanted that win there. Fortunately, strategy helped and bit us there a little bit. When the first caution came out there, I was looking at the fuel. And I knew if we pitted that we were going to be, way back, and we was going to be probably still maybe a gallon to maybe 0.8 of a gallon short. And then I even said, if we get one more caution, I'm going to pit and get fuel only, just to make sure I can make it to the end. Still had a set of tires in the pit, so I'm thinking I'm going to save those in case there's a caution. So sure enough, caution comes out a few laps later, and I come in and pit, and I fully expected, like most of the field, to pit and top off with fuel. And when they didn't, I thought, well, there weren't any chance I had to run well. Honestly thought I gave any chance to win the race away there. And then just trying to get through some of the guys at the back that had damage and were off pace, really slowed us as far as getting to Macklin. And we closed in on him and got within about 0.8, but just drove the tires off too much trying to make up the ground that we lost, having to get to him. And then he was able to pull away there at the end. I was hoping maybe he would be short on fuel, but I think he had just enough, maybe a lap to the good. But we'll take second, considering if we wouldn't have made that call there, we probably would have finished somewhere around 12th. So a call that was questionable at that point ended up working out for us, and we'll take second. Got a good points day. Fortunately, we still probably, I think, either lost some points to Macklin or about broke even with him. He gained some more stage points on us, though. But it should be a good fight for the regular season championship as we get towards the playoffs.
Towards the playoffs, indeed. Here, I'll ask this last bit too, as well. I mean, you had a lot of moving and shoving and a lot of hard corners there to really fight through with these guys. I mean, with the way some of these corners are here at Darlington, I mean, was there any real awareness or really any issues you really could see that really could be used up for next time you're out on the track?
Well, I mean, I definitely figured out in practice there, and I decided to try it in the race. A line I really liked it in 3 and 4. Most time you always run around the top here, and I was making the bottom work, and it was giving me a really good exit down the front stretch. I think it was helping save my right front there pretty good. Normally, my Achilles heel here is always turns 3 and 4. I'll end up driving too hard at a 3 and slamming the wall at some point during the race. So I figured if I could run down there and be fast, why not? Um, I was hoping that old Mopar throwback truck we were running at would give us some good luck, and it did. I was well, we got second, like I said, and I'm happy with second. But after the race, I feel like we could have won. Just needed to have a couple of different things go our way.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, you're going to bring it on home for a second place finish. So, as always, who do you want to thank for that?
I want to thank all the Sim 500 Mafia guys. I want to thank Trend Service, NC811.com, or .org, sorry. I want to thank you for broadcasting, all the GOAT guys and the Sim 500 guys for putting on these shows. I want to thank Race City Memorabilia for being our sponsor for the series. They're a really good sponsor. And hopefully we got there and maybe get one spot better Thursday night.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, you're going to bring it on home for a second place, and we'll see what happens come Saturday night here, at least on our edition. But nevertheless, Tyler, thanks so much for coming on board, and congratulations once more, sir.
Thank you.
Dalton once more going to take it on home for second, but the man who's going to bring home win number 3 to the column today, Brian V. Macklin, will get another one off the radar. And Macklin, oh, my friend, you had to wait a while for this one, but Coleman gives you the opening. You took advantage on that fuel run there, sir.
Yeah, man, that was a wild race. I hate that it came down to that because I prefer to win these races heads up. But, I saw an opportunity to gamble, and already having 2 wins in the bank, this is about trying to gain as many playoff points as possible. So I decided to come in and put some fuel in it, and then if it went green, we were going to, steal one. And if not, then we'd have to try to earn it. But it was a fun race. Would have been more fun if Chad and some of those other guys that were pretty quick were on the same strategy.
For sure there. Now, I'll ask kind of this. I mean, the tire wear seemed to be getting a few of these guys, but you were catching up so quickly to Coleman. Have he not gone into pit road and you had to go one-on-one with him, would you have had to possibly try to find a different line or a different area to try to pass him with?
It certainly would have been fun. Passing here is very, very difficult, just because there's really one racing groove. But I don't know. I think I probably could have gotten around him just because he had clearly burnt his stuff off. But I also think he was running that run a little bit differently than he would have if he was going to make it to the checkered. Chad's one of the best at saving tires, so when he wants to save tires, he's going to do it. He knew he was a little bit short on fuel, so I think he just decided he was going to run it as hard as possible to try to keep his track position and then hope for a caution at the end. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
Well, it didn't work out that way for him, but it worked out perfectly for you. So, my friend, I have to ask you, who do you want to thank for this race win today?
As always, got to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. It's fun to go back and watch these things and see how it plays out from a TV perspective. Got to thank the admins here at GOAT Racing for putting on the show and allowing us from Sim 500 to come over and join them here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a lot of fun. And got to thank my teammates, EJ and Chad and Doy, who are the honorary teammates in this series. And got to thank Personal Comfort, who's my primary sponsor in the Sim 500 Cup Series, and the Lung Force, American Lung Association, for being a part of my life for the last few years. And, of course, all of our men and women that protect our freedoms every day.
For sure there, Macklin, man. What a performance, and definitely making good use of this track today. You have vesseled your way into victory lane once more. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We'll run it back next week.
We'll run it back indeed. Macklin, we'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner today, Brian V. Macklin. Well, you know the drill, race fans. That will about do it for our coverage here today. Big thank you to Race City Sports Memorabilia for coming on board here today. Thank you so much for all of those tuned in here at the Darlington Raceway. What a performance and a wild race it was. We'll see you guys next time on the show. Tomorrow night, 6 Sigma Sim Racing Oval League at Watkins Glen. See you then.